All right, so in the first two lessons, I just gave an overview about a space exploration timeline, talking about the milestones, the major events for humans exploring space. And in the second lesson, I had you read an article about the recent news about space exploration, about SpaceX successfully launching 2 astronauts into space. So now it's up to you to explore space on your own, not actually go on a spaceship and explore space, but to do it virtually. And this website right here is a really great website to do that. Actually, this website will likely be the only place you need to go to get the information for the rest of the unit, the rest of the school year, that is. This website is a solar system exploration created by NASA. So normally in the school year, we would talk about the solar system for a chunk of the unit, and then in the second half of the unit, go beyond the solar system, talk about other stars and galaxies and whatnot. But we have less than 2 weeks left, so I think we'll just have enough time to study our solar system, and that'll be it. Okay, so in terms of what do I mean by this term solar system, I'm gonna refer to this website. So at the top here, there's this menu bar with all these options, and one of the options is called solar system. And I'll just click on our solar system, and I really like the description they give here. It's just a couple of short paragraphs here. The first sentence says our planetary system is located in the outer spiral arm of the Milky Way galaxy. So I just want you to know that our solar system is very large compared to Earth. Okay, like Earth is really tiny in comparison to our entire solar system. However, our entire solar system is actually just a small part of something called the Milky Way galaxy. Okay, so Earth is a tiny part of our solar system. And our solar system is just a tiny part of the Milky Way galaxy. And the Milky Way galaxy is just a tiny part of the entire universe, which has thousands and thousands of galaxies. So like our planet's really small is what I'm trying to say, but perhaps extremely special, because so far as we know, it's the only place where life exists. Okay, and there is a search for extraterrestrial life that some groups are doing, but so far we think that, or so far we just know that we're the only living things out there. All right, so our solar system consists of our star, the sun, and everything bound to it by gravity. This includes the planets Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Dwarf planets such as Pluto, dozens of moons, and millions of asteroids, comets, and meteoroids. Okay, so I'm going to highlight what I just read. This section here is what our solar system is. We've got the sun in the middle, and then everything that's attached to the sun through gravity, and it's orbiting around our sun due to gravity, that's what makes up our solar system. So it's got planets, dwarf planets, moons, asteroids, meteors, and comets. Okay, those are the main items in our solar system. Okay, not stars. There's only one star in our solar system, and that's our sun. Okay, all the other stars are really far away, well past our solar system. And unfortunately, we probably won't have time to talk about stars and their structures and the supernovas and all of that. We won't have time for that this year. Okay, beyond our own solar system, we have discovered thousands of planetary systems orbiting other stars in the Milky Way. Okay, so the 8 planets listed here, those are the only planets for our sun. However, we have discovered other planets that are attached to other stars way out there. Okay, so our solar system is really small in the grand scheme of things. There's thousands and millions of other ones out there in the universe. Okay, so I want to show you a little bit about how this website works. First of all, these options at the top, this one here with these circles kind of looks like a Bohr-Rutherford diagram. If you click on that, that gives you kind of an interactive. It gives you a visual of our solar system here. Okay, so you'll see the sun right in the middle, and then you'll see some things around it. And you can click on the screen and drag the mouse. That'll rotate things. That'll change the angle with which you are viewing things. And as you change the angle, some other things pop into the screen, like make, and Home. These would be, I believe, dwarf planets, similar to Pluto. They appear when I view from, and then when I view from this angle, here's another dwarf planet called Eris. Okay, so the view can change and you can see more things. I'm going to click on something. I'll click on the sun. Okay, the sun's the center of our solar system. So when I click on something, oh, I didn't get the sun. I got stereo behind, which is a spaceship. I'm going to try to click on sun. Oh, nope, I still missed it. All right. So actually, this gives me an opportunity to show you another feature of this website. So I tried to click on the sun, but I clicked on this thing instead, which is a spaceship built by humans. And you can read about it on the side here. Okay, there's a search bar. Okay, right here there's a search bar. So I want to learn about the sun, so I'm going to type in the sun. Alright, so that might be an easier way to find what you're looking for. Okay, so nice visual of the sun here, hot. It's got some sunspots, it got some solar flares. And once again, if you click and drag the mouse, you kind of change the view. And oh, there's where Voyager 1 is. Furthermore, I can click back here, which gives me the whole solar system. Or I can click here, the inner solar system. So this option is kind of a, because I'm really zoomed in here on the sun. If I click what I just clicked, I zoom out a little bit. So this is the inner solar system. Okay, so the planets closest to the sun are Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars. Alright, I can click on Mars if I want to learn more about Mars. It gives me some information on the left-hand side. And if I click on it a second time, it takes me to Mars. Okay, Mars is the red planet. Okay, so then you can get a view of it. You can, oh, there's the dark side. Right, so I'm just clicking on the screen and dragging my mouse, and you get different views of whatever you want to see. I can go back to the whole solar system if I want, or I can focus on the Martian system. I'll click on that. It just zooms out from Mars a little bit so you can see the things that are close to Mars. So there's the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, the Trace Gas Orbiter. These would be spaceships that humans sent to Mars to collect data. But then you'll see Phobos and Deimos. These are 2 moons of Mars. Mars has 2 moons. You can imagine what that would look like if you were living on Mars and you'd have 2 moons that you could kind of look at. Alright, so that's kind of one way how this website works. So you can click on what you want to focus on. You can type in the search box if you know what you want to focus on. And I'm going to click on the X here to go back to the home page. So what I'm going to get you to do first is learn about the 8 planets of our solar system. And to do that, you can go to this Planets tab and pick the 8 planets here. Okay, so I'll just click on Mercury to start. So when you click on one of the planets from the drop-down menu, then it takes you to the planets webpage on this website. It'll give you a nice picture of it. It'll give you some statistics. It'll give you a nickname, I guess, the swiftest planet, or the fastest planet. If I scroll down, it gives me more information. Gives me more pictures. Okay, some pictures taken by actual spaceships that traveled there. And then it gives me 10 need-to-know things about Mercury. Okay, so all the planets, when you go to the webpage, they're each going to have this 10 need-to-know things about Mercury. And that's going to be the topic of the Google form for this lesson. I ask you a whole bunch of questions about the 8 planets. We'll see how many of them you get right. You can get all of the answers by checking the 10 need-to-know things on this website. Okay, so quickly for Mercury, Mercury is the smallest planet in the solar system. It's insider, so it's the most inside. It's the closest one to the sun. It's got long days and short years, and it gives you the actual numbers if you read the paragraph. It has a rough surface, okay, and it talks about how there's lots of craters, just like the moon has craters. You can't breathe it, so it does have an atmosphere, it says, okay, but not one that humans can breathe. It has no moons. It has no rings. It's a tough place to live, and it talks about the temperature here, 430 degrees Celsius in the daytime, and negative 180 degrees Celsius in the nighttime. That may be strange to you. You may wonder, if it's so close to the sun, how can the temperature drop to negative 180? Because on Earth, it doesn't go that low, not even close to that low. So how can it get that low on a planet that's much closer to the sun? Okay, so that has to do with the fact that Mercury does not have much of an atmosphere. Okay, Earth has a nice atmosphere to sustain life, and that atmosphere can help regulate the temperature. It can keep heat trapped in during the nighttime so that the temperature does not drop to negative 180 degrees Celsius. It's big sun, so it's the closest to the sun. You can read about the facts there. And robotic visitors. So this talks about the robots that humans have sent to Mercury. All right. So yeah, I'll ask questions about these 8 planets. You find the answers here. One thing I want to talk about is that our 8 planets are split into 2 groups of 4. The inner 4 planets, okay, so the 4 closest to the sun, are called terrestrial planets. They're called terrestrial planets because they have land. So this says that they are rocky planets. So Mercury, Venus, Earth, and Mars all have land and lots of rocks. So they're called terrestrial planets. Whereas the other 4, the ones that are farther away, are mostly made up of gas. So they're called gas giants. And also ice giants. Okay, so those would be the 4 outer planets. Those would be Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Okay, so your job is to go to the Google form, answer the question about planets, And then next week, you'll get questions about the rest of the solar system.